There's a girl.
Purchase.
Wow.
I took care of Bradford.
You did. Who's Bradford?
The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
There's a girl. She's a star. She's got style. Steffi Star. You see her face around the town. She's popular. Steffi Star.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we are so happy that you are joining us on our worldwide podcast.
Yes.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
And today we have a very special guest.
One of our most favorite attorneys of all time.
Yes.
All time.
Yeah.
All time.
Very exciting.
Wendy
Kamens.
Kamens.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Adam, I have a question for you. When are you going to change the angle of the cameras,
Oh.
please?
I installed the fourth camera.
When?
I don't know.
I can't.
Meredith, don't look.
It is terrible.
Adam, can you have that camera set up for next week?
Oh my God.
Should I be looking a certain way?
No, just, I'm pleased with the angle because it shows my new boobs.
Well, they are
Before I
fabulous.
told Adam to take my boobs out of the picture, and now, Adam, I want them in.
I'm just going to face this way.
Okay, so we won't look at Meredith. Well, Meredith, we missed you very much last night, but Wendy and I had a fabulous time
I
at
bet.
the Red Sox versus the Mets.
Yeah.
We got to sit in the Chris Law seats
Indeed.
because Wendy is partner
Right.
at Chris Law,
Right.
and the seats were 7 rows back from behind home plate.
Wicked fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
We had some beverages, we had some snacks.
We saw a pitcher get thrown out of the game.
Oh yeah, I've
for what?
never seen that before.
Hitting someone?
Nah, he was arguing a call with the ump, and
Really?
ump was not having it.
Can you believe the ump threw out a pitcher?
Yeah?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the pitching coach, I believe, got thrown out also.
Really?
Yeah, so he was gone.
Who won the game?
We did.
We
Oh,
did
good,
two.
yeah.
Not that we had 2 home runs.
Yeah, we saw 2 back-to-back home runs. It was
No
very
way.
eventful.
I bet.
It was very eventful.
I know. My
night.
girlfriend asked me, she's like, are you happy that you made the decision? I said, no, I'm not happy at all.
I know, but you made the right
It was the
decision.
right decision.
Yeah.
You just do way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time did you get home?
Well, all of a sudden I got tired,
Yeah.
and I said, "Well, we can wait one more inning." And then
Oh,
I
okay.
said, "Do you guys want to just leave now?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wendy
and so-
said, "Whatever you want to do."
Whatever you want to do.
Right.
I didn't even tell you. So I'm walking back to my
No,
car.
I was a little nervous with you walking by yourself.
No, I mean, I'm fine. I'm a city girl. I'm
Okay.
good. Except for the rats.
Can-
Ladies,
stop!
ladies, I was walking back to my car.
I'm scared.
I'm not kidding. I'm
No.
walking back to my car. I was FaceTiming with Sophie,
Yeah.
my daughter, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden, a rat scurries right across my feet down to a hole in the cement. Like a little girl, I went screaming and running down the street. Sophie was crying. She was laughing so hard. She's like, "Mom, it's okay. It's okay." I'm like, "It is not okay. Nothing is okay about this."
How big was it?
It was a hefty guy.
Was it like the size of my
Come
Stanley?
on.
I would say, yeah, no, significant. Well, to me, it was like a giant. I can do bugs, insects, you
Right.
name them. Do not put a
The
rug in
long
front of me.
tail.
Okay.
It was,
I
and it was
can't.
fat. It was a well-fed one.
Oh.
I ran in, so I had valeted my car with Spot Hero, and I run into. I'm literally screaming hysterical. I was a hysterical person, and the valet starts hysterically laughing, and I'm like, and he's like, I know, we're getting the car. Don't worry, calm down. I had to be calmed down by the valet guy. It was significant.
I just need to end the podcast right now. This is beyond.
Yeah, well, it was like they're gross and they carry diseases. I mean, it's
I
okay
can't.
to not feel good about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I'm with you.
I'm tough. I'm strong. I am woman. Hear me
Yeah.
roar.
Right.
Except with rodents.
Yeah, I get it.
I agree 100%.
Can we talk? What did you park your car
Oh
with?
my God.
You ever use Spot Hero?
No.
Spot Hero's.
No.
You?
I do, but I always forget about it.
So Spot Hero is an app. I feel like I'm doing a plug.
Yeah.
Spot Hero is an app where you go in and you say, I'm going to be here. I'm going to the Red Sox game on Tuesday night. And it gives you all of these options to prepay for parking.
Oh.
And then you just pull up and you have a little scan code and they scan your thing and you're guaranteed your spot.
Oh, I need this.
Yeah. You know,
You
we
need
go to
this.
Manhattan a lot.
Yeah.
And we always Spot Hero when we go down there because you can
Spot
find the best
Hero.
deal and they save the spot.
Right.
Perfect.
This is amazing. I completely forgot about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
use it. Don't forget about it. I feel like it's a good,
Yeah.
because then you're hunting for parking. I just didn't want to be bothered, so I know where
Well,
I'm going.
who wants to drive in the city because of that reason? Not
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Not me.
Parking. It's a nightmare. Well, plus if you have a big vehicle.
Meredith drives a living room.
Not anymore.
Oh, now she drives a family room.
And I'm getting a new car.
Oh, you are? What are you getting? I
Hopefully
thought
a
Sean
Volvo.
was getting a new car.
No, he gets the Tahoe.
Oh, Tahoe's a big car.
Yeah.
I
So
drove
we
a
have two.
Sequoia before, and I loved my Sequoia.
Yeah, they're fun, but I'm
Yeah.
ready for a smaller
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I won't even recognize
Remind me, do your kids play hockey?
they do.
Yeah, so that's why you
Yeah.
need.
You really don't, though.
No?
You know, I envision myself with 3 hockey bags in the car, but it's almost never that you have 3 hockey bags.
Gotcha.
It's just
All right.
not, because you're carting them in different
Yeah,
directions.
yeah.
And
And of course, the drop-offs never line up.
that's
so-
it.
right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of
And
course
so
not. Why would that be?
Exactly. And such a majority of my miles are back and forth around town. So I don't want a big one anymore.
I don't blame you.
On the highway, the big vehicles are
Yeah.
awesome.
And
right?
if you're going on a trip, of
Yeah.
course, and
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
and
nice to have
before you
one.
know it, your eldest will have his own car.
Next year.
Oh, so
That's crazy.
you could actually go down to a Mini Cooper.
a Mini Cooper.
Maybe.
Maybe rent one for the
I'll
week.
park it inside the
Yeah.
Tahoe.
Why don't we put a pin in that for
Yeah.
now, and we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Think about the Mini
No, I
Coupe.
think I'm going to go with the Volvo.
I love the Volvo.
The XC90.
I always
Yeah.
say Volvo.
Yeah, that's
Well, that would be driving around in something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about cars, so.
It's such a great car.
Yeah, it's a great car. Super
It's-
safe too.
Yeah.
What is it? Volvo what?
XC90.
That's like the wagony, trucky looking one, right?
It's SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like they.
Yep.
Remember when the Volvo? Now I'm saying Volvo.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, Volvo. Yes, Volvo.
Remember when
You're welcome.
the Volvo wagon was like the
Oh, the cross country.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a hot
You also
item.
had to vote politically if you were to drive in a very particular way, if you were driving a
Right.
Volvo
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of
Yeah.
No, people will still think you're a Democrat.
really interesting.
Yep.
Wow.
So you
So
might
it
want to
goes.
think about
I
that.
think
really
that's the
like
topic
this
for a different podcast.
Yes.
Probably. Mhm.
Anyway, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm on the hunt.
All right, well, keep us up to date.
Yeah.
I was going to get a new car, but then I decided against it. After I had a meeting with my financial manager.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you were telling me about that last night.
I-
I was telling Meredith all your funny stories last night. I literally went to bed laughing. I was
There's some good
one
ones.
after the next.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, some good ones.
Yeah.
Well, it allows me to feel a little bit vindicated because some people might call me borderline cheap.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, you are better.
I am a fiscal conservative.
nothing wrong
Not,
with that.
no, not anymore. You're not.
Well, my husband are savers, and I are savers.
Spend money like the Rockefellers now.
Well, a little bit,
Before, you did not.
right?
But now you are, and I like it.
A little bit more.
Well, it makes you feel better.
It makes me feel better about my spending habits.
She's like, well, I have so many vacations planned.
Well,
I think I have to knock some of them off.
and I do tell you that you have to do it because you're at the stage of life that I'm not, and I can't do that right now. So I have to live vicariously through, like the Opal in January. I just kept telling you to stay.
And I did. I stayed for 19 days in a hotel.
That's-
I went to go check
Wendy
the
is
bill.
speechless right now.
Well,
I am. You're talking to somebody who pays 3 college tuitions.
Right.
Yeah.
I went to go check the bill, and I'm like, excuse me?
20 days in a hotel.
Yeah, at the Opal Grand, which is one of the best hotels in
I mean,
Delray.
I believe that you can't take it with you, so for sure.
Yeah.
But I just have too many obligations.
Well, you
still.
just knocked off one college tuition, right?
I did, yeah.
How many more years?
So Noah's done getting his master's, so he's done.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
Sophie,
Do you pay your kids master's degrees?
I contribute towards that.
Okay.
It's everybody has skin in the game,
Okay.
but
Got it. Yep.
I'd like to be able to help them certainly, so that
Yeah.
they can get
A leg up.
start on the
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the ground running. So Noah is done.
Okay.
Woohoo! So he'll
Congratulations.
be looking
Muzzles
for
to
a
Noah.
job. Thank you. Soph is working full time, but getting her master's as well.
Okay.
So I think she has like a year and a half to go.
Okay.
Let's call it.
Yeah.
And then Aiden's finishing his junior year.
Okay.
So we're getting there.
You really are.
We're
You're
getting
getting
there. Like the
there.
little engine that could.
Yeah.
You know. So
And Aiden, is he going to do graduate work?
so Aiden is going to be a senior in college. So I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think so right away.
What does he study?
economics.
Okay.
So he's
So
worried-
maybe he'd go MBA.
he would, but I'm gonna push finding a job and having them pay
Smart.
for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that's my goal.
Yeah.
So
God, there's a lot of companies out there who will pay.
it's a tough job market, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so
is
he
it?
has a great internship lined up for the summer, a 10-week internship at a big bank in Boston.
Okay.
So he's coming home. I miss him. I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah.
He comes home Friday.
Where's he at school?
San Diego State.
Oh, he's
So-
far.
So he is, yeah. So he is going to come home to this wonderful Memorial Day weekend weather we're having. He's going to be like, what the actual?
Is it going to be trash all weekend? Too?
Yeah.
It's going to, I think I am staying positive because we'll be at the Cape for the weekend. So I think the weather will move through by Friday morning, and then it will just be like it is outside, like kind of cool and gloomy, but
Yeah.
whatever. It is what it is. Can do nothing about the weather. So
Damn it.
yeah. Again, last year was great, but the years before we've had
don't-
pretty lousy Memorial Day weekends.
Do you remember what you did last Memorial Day?
Yes.
You do? Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was in Long Island for a baseball tournament.
You were?
That tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Meredith's birthday is on Memorial Day.
Yep. Everybody wished me happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
I'm going
Yeah.
to wait.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, so we'll
on,
see.
On this year? On Memorial Day?
So last year, Keegan played in a tournament that his coach didn't play him very much, so we traveled to Long Island, only for him to really not play that much, which was a little bit of a frustration. And I do anticipate the same this year, which is even more frustration. But it is what it is. So their games are actually mostly at night. So we get down there Friday morning. We're taking the 9 o'clock ferry.
Where in Long Island?
Yaphank?
You know, that's where I'm from. I mean, not Yampeg,
Oh.
but I'm from Long Island.
Where in Long
Born
Island?
and raised Plainview, which is kind of dead center on Long Island.
Yeah, that's where we'll be. So my husband, his first 6 years, grew up in Islip.
Oh, okay.
That's near there, isn't it?
He's further east.
Okay.
Yep. I was right on the Nassau-Suffolk County line.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
My brother lives in Huntington, so not far.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Hmm.
So we're taking the ferry.
I love the ferry.
Connecticut somewhere? What is it?
You go out of, oh my God, why am I having a mental block?
I forget.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking
Yep, I do.
about. So we have a 9
Yeah.
a.m. ferry on Friday. I love the ferry too.
I
It's
do
actually
too.
my favorite part
Yeah.
of the trip. And then their first game is Friday night. And then they have 2 games Saturday, late Saturday.
Hmm.
And then their last game is Sunday night at 6. Now, last year we got hosed. So anybody who's been to tournaments with their kids
I have.
knows that you are very conflicted because you want them to win, but you also want to go home.
Yes.
Right.
All true.
Yeah. And so last year we did not do well, but somehow qualified to play Monday morning.
Oh, the money grab. Go on.
And we had to be at the field at 7 a.m., which allowed no one to move their ferry slot, including us. So you either lost your ferry slot or you had to stick with like a 5 p.m. slot on Memorial Day. And that's an hour, so you would wait all day.
Yeah.
This is the parenting nightmare with kids
Yeah.
in tournaments,
Yeah.
right? So Keegan and I, which you know was a very risky venture, I said, you're going to run to the car when this game is over. And we drove. Now, coming off of Long Island, that could have been an 8-hour trip.
What day was this?
Memorial Day,
On Memorial Day.
everybody going home.
Yeah.
We got lucky and we didn't hit a lick of traffic.
Yeah. It depends on what time. If it's a beach day, it all
Yeah.
depends on where
Yeah.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, so you blew off the ferry totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just wasn't, we didn't, I was
Right,
like,
what were you
am I
going to do?
gonna
You and
Wait around?
Keegs.
Yeah.
So what do you do
Hours.
when you're not on the field?
Wow.
What do you how do you spend the day?
So we're going to fish and golf.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So I just have to find some spots for fishing. Keegan said he wants to fish on Friday.
Okay.
And one of the dads is checking out municipal golf course to see
Great.
if we can get on anywhere.
Great.
And that's it. It's cool. Kids, is 8 million kids staying in one hotel.
Yeah, they have a blast.
Oh, yeah, they'll be
They
running
have so
around.
much fun.
They have a blast.
Well, good luck
Yeah.
because somebody might pull the fire alarm.
Has
So,
that- no.
well, I was just in New Jersey this past weekend for my my new niece's shower.
Ah.
And there was so it's a giant population, a Jewish population where I was.
Okay.
And
Did that surprise you?
You were in New Jersey, you said?
yeah,
Of course there is.
I just, Wow.
Jersey?
So you from Jersey?
No, but like
I'm from Jersey.
I'm from Long Island, and my sister-in-law's from New Jersey. My
Don't you-
closest college friends are from
Wait,
New Jersey.
don't you
I
know
just
the
pulled into
Saturday
parking
Night
lot
Live skit?
Yeah, of
skit?
course, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
I just pulled in to the parking lot talking to my girlfriend who's lives in
Oh.
New Jersey. Yeah, a lot of Jersey.
My God, the houses where we were, because we were.
what town?
I don't know. Eatonville? Eaton? I don't know. We were somewhere on the Jersey Shore. It was one mansion after another, after another, after another, after another.
Okay.
But anyway, so we had to stay at this hotel. My poor sister had no sleep for 2 nights, and she was so excited to go to sleep. And meantime, there was a B'nai Mitzvah
Okay.
at this hotel. And for those of you who do not know what a B'nai Mitzvah is, it's when 2 kids are getting bat mitzvah.
Oh.
Or bar, could be
2
bar
girls.
bat. Well,
Okay.
it could be bar bat, could
Okay.
be
Noah
bat
and
bat.
I've been named Mitzvah Noah and Sophie because they were only 16 months apart, so they were 13 and 12 at the same time.
Oh.
And
okay.
we B'nai Mitzvah Madison and Gregory.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sure as shit, 1:30 in the morning, lights flashing, everybody outside.
I didn't have an idea when I was younger why that would be so annoying until a 50-something-year-old woman.
Oh, yeah.
Until I became one.
Gregory's wife, Olivia, runs out with no shoes.
Oh.
I kept my nightgown on, put pants under it, and a shirt over it. May I say I fit in with the conservative Jews. That is the outfit of a conservative Jew. You have to be covered.
That is very true. That's really funny.
Gregory said, Mom, what are you wearing? And I said, I look like a conservative Jew. So we were outside. Orthodox.
Shoes?
I had a flip-flop on.
Okay.
A flip-flop
Mhm.
or 2 flip-flops?
2 flip-flops.
Okay.
I think Tony was in a tuck-in. I think he tucked in his shirt. He's very proper at all times. And Mr. J, I don't remember what he was wearing. Gregory, who knows? But my sister, my poor sister. So that was it. And I said, it must have been the
Did you
B'nai.
see Nancy in the middle of the night?
I saw her in the middle of the night.
I remember it happening in college. You guys remember having
Nonstop.
the fire drills? And
Yeah.
I went to UMass and I lived in the towers on like I don't know.
Didn't you get like they squirt ink at you or something after a certain point?
I don't
Like
know.
if you broke the fire drill, I think that it put like.
Oh,
ink
well,
on
that
your
would
hand.
make sense.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Or at least it's like peeing in a pool and it turns
Yeah.
blue, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember the damn alarm going off and
Yeah.
having to walk down all the freaking flights of stairs. And
Yeah.
then the worst part was trying to get back in because
Yes.
everybody was waiting for the
Right.
elevator.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a lot of that. I never saw the joy in it. Like, why is that
Same.
fun for people? Like, that is significant, like, non-frontal lobe development
Yeah.
in young teenage boys. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going
Agreed.
with, right?
I would
I
agree.
mean, it
I
was
would
never
agree.
confirmed that they pulled it, but that was my suspicion.
Yes.
Apparently,
Yes.
there was something wrong with the trash compactor, and there was a smell coming from that.
That set off the alarm?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Fire trucks and everything. I forget the video.
I'm going with frontal lobe.
There was
I'm
fire
with Wendy.
trucks, and I do also want to talk about the rudeness of the employees at the hotel.
Oh, you know that.
Is
I
it
can't
because of
stand
New
that.
Jersey? Is it the New Jersey rudeness? You should have seen the look we got when we
For what?
asked for our breakfast voucher. She looked us up and down. It was a whole scene.
Well, that doesn't
They
make
never
sense.
offered it when we checked in. So if you wanted to go to breakfast, you had to go to the front desk. And the tude was unbelievable.
Really?
Now, so, and literally, she was looking Tony and I up and down. She's like, room 236.
Did you think you were homeless or something?
I have no idea. Now, that
The
same
sex
day,
is very odd.
we also asked for 2 bottles of water.
Well,
God
you-
forbid.
You hit your quote on things you were allowed to ask for.
She said, absolutely not.
Oh, no water.
You were given 2 bottles of water upon check-in.
I feel
What
like
kind
this
of
is
hotel
like
is
like
this?
the no soup for you, like the
This was
the
no
Nazi.
soup for you.
Yes.
And afterwards, and so she refused to give us water. And afterwards, I said to Anthony, after everything we went through last night, so sister will be writing a scathing email
Thank God.
like my mother used to do every day to
I will
somebody.
say it does happen. I was moving Aiden in out in San Diego. We were staying in a hotel, and we woke up to take showers in the morning, and there was no water. Okay, there was no water, like 0 water.
Not even just not
run
hot.
the sink.
I
No,
want,
no,
I
no
want
water.
your money back.
So okay, fine, it happens. I am a very go with
Yeah.
the flow type of girl. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, buddy, well, let's just go do our stuff. We'll
Yeah.
shower later. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
So we left.
Yeah.
We brushed our teeth with a bottle of water, whatever. We left. We come back at the end of the day. It's 4:30, 5 o'clock. There's still no water. And I'm like, okay, this is like
problematic.
At least tell us how long this is going to be. Like, I get it. Things happen.
Yeah.
Pipes break. It's a
Yeah.
thing, whatever. So when we were checking out the next day, I never do this, but I feel like the whole world does stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there a chance that we can get a discount on
Yeah.
our room? Like, we literally had no water the whole day until the next day. Then the water was back. We don't do that. I'm like, what do you don't do that? Like,
I couldn't have a shower.
spending like $400 on a hotel
Yeah.
because it was move-in weekend. Of course, they gouged the prices on you.
Mm-hmm.
And no, this is not. And she was so rude, so the whole thing. I said I was going to send a letter. I never did. I was like, whatever.
I think we're
Get
supposed
on
to
with
ask
it.
for the manager.
I did ask for the manager.
Did
The
she say,
manager-
I am the manager?
The manager was off-site.
Of
Of
course.
course they were. Yeah. So it happens. I don't know why everybody gets.
Where were you?
We were in San Diego, and honestly, I would tell you the name of the hotel, but I don't remember it. I didn't stay.
I mean,
there
aren't you
again.
supposed to be in the hospitality business?
I don't know. Nobody's in the hospitality.
Well, that's
business.
if you're customer facing, that's where it really bothers me. I'm going to rat someone out right now. Town moderator on Monday night, I feel was rude and disrespectful to the residents.
When they came up to ask questions.
Nope, just in how she ran the meeting. She was customer client facing.
Yeah.
And she was dismissive and condescending. When you're in a population, okay, like in the situation when you're at a hotel, you are basically at their mercy, right? So there's a power struggle that goes on
Of course,
too, right?
of course.
Like I have power over you getting water. I have power over giving you a discount. And I'm finding more and more, for some reason in today's world, people are abusing that. Instead of being accommodating
Yep.
and say, let's see if I can figure out another way to comp you because you had a bad experience. Maybe I can give you a discount on a future stay when you come back the next time. You come
100%.
to pick up your son. I'm sorry, there's no way for me to redo this retroactively. Imagine what a different experience. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Meredith, you're 100% correct.
Right?
100%
Same thing
correct.
with the water.
Meredith for president.
Yeah.
Right? How can I
Right.
help
I
you?
couldn't agree
right?
more.
Mhm.
You are serving the public, right? That's what we do in our job.
Of course.
Right? What can I do to make this experience
Mm-hmm.
better for you?
Tie a nice pretty bow on it.
Correct.
100%.
I can't do that, but let's see what else I can do, right? Offering something.
Or even saying, I'm so sorry. I know it was such a huge inconvenience. I wish I could, but part of our policy is if it's something that's out of control. Even if she had just said it
Acknowledge.
kindly
Right.
like that.
But not even a
Acknowledge.
sorry.
not even just nasty.
Right. Right.
So you had this experience the other night.
Well, the other night I felt the moderator, the person who runs the town meeting. We had a very potentially contentious town meeting. It was a packed house. Probably the most amount of people I have ever seen at town meeting, and I've been going for a long time. There was a push for an override. So whenever that happens,
Of course. Of course.
people don't want to vote to pay more taxes.
Of course.
Right? And
Especially in this economy.
correct, right? It's when you have inflation,
Yeah.
right? That's when they're going to be pushing for it. And that's an opportunity that you need to recognize that there's going to be a lot of people who come to this meeting who maybe have never been to town meeting before.
Sure.
They might ask stupid questions. They might push for things that can't be done
Right.
at that point legally, right? People are going to be heated. People are going to be passionate. I don't think she handled it well. I think that she was condescending to those people that she's supposed to serve. And maybe it comes from frustration.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it comes from long days, right? We all have those. Essentially she's a volunteer. But man, we got to get back to some time where when you are customer or client facing, you recognize that you're serving those individuals.
And I think you're right. I think more often than not these days, it goes the other way.
Yeah.
There's one department, and I told you when I walked in, I am not a shopper. It is
Yeah.
not my thing.
Right.
But there is one department store that I have walked into 1,000 times, and every person in there, for me,
Yep.
almost every person, has been so rude. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm the one shopping here. You're the one working here. Why
Right.
are you being...
Right. Right.
What is happening?
So
I mean,
where do you think does it come from?
Wonder what's doing
The customers have been so rude over time. They're so
Maybe.
abusive that then the people on the other side just can't take it anymore. Does it come from leadership?
Do people feel overworked and underpaid?
I mean, I'll tell you, I got Invisalign recently, right? Braces,
Yeah.
essentially.
Are you wearing it now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see.
can't even hear it. You talked when I had it a while ago.
Yeah.
When I first had it, there was a lot of like.
Yeah, takes
Yeah.
a little to get
Yeah.
used to,
Lisp.
right?
Yeah. No, but you sound great.
Dr. Halverson's office in Easton, the most phenomenal experience I have had in a very long time.
I need a new dentist too.
Orthodontist.
Oh, orthodontist. Okay.
Everyone that works for him is pleasant, helpful.
Oh, look. Okay. Go flying
What
in the
else?
face of
And
what
happy.
we're discussing.
Can I do?
Right.
And happy. The minute you walk in the door, they're happy you're there, right? They welcome you. What can I get you? What can I do for you? We're excited
This
you're
place
here.
sounds amazing.
Amazing.
Well, they are getting a ton of money.
Follow up with a call that
You're not
says, no need to call me back. I'm just checking in on you. If you have any questions, you call and let us know. Any concerns, here's my number. Call me.
Very
Otherwise,
nice.
you're good. No need to talk to you until a few weeks. So what's the difference there, right?
Well, for the town, she's not getting paid. She's a volunteer. She's tired. It was at night. There was 1 million people there, and everybody was getting up to the mic. At Dr. Halverson's office, everybody's coming in and paying thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go the other way and say nobody's forcing you to be a volunteer.
Right.
Well, if you're going
Right.
to be that cranky, right, you should step down.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and listen, you know, you don't know, you don't walk in somebody else's shoes.
Right,
Who knows?
right.
Maybe she got horrible news the moment
Yeah,
before this
could be.
meeting was
Right.
starting, and maybe she was just having.
Yeah. Although
an
this
off-
wasn't a once-off, I think. It was
fair
Oh,
enough. Fair
yeah.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, you guys know I sit on the board of Habitat,
Yeah.
and everybody's a volunteer.
Yeah.
You go to these build days, people are so happy to be there,
Right.
and you know, I mean, look what we're doing, and especially in a town meeting, you know, the idea is to draw as many people as
Right.
you can, right?
Right.
This is
Right.
democracy.
Right.
This is why we
Right.
have this.
Right.
So you really want to be encouraging. So
Yes.
you know, I mean, obviously I wasn't there,
Yeah.
but a poor attitude or condescending tone is
Yeah.
not the way to endear people, to get them
No.
in there.
And then
She
it
should
fails
step
then
down.
the folks who are pushing an override,
So did it pass?
it passed to go to the ballot.
Okay.
But if you're on the side of wanting the override, which the town employees or public employees are, because
Yeah.
it's to save their job,
Sure.
right? And understandably, they work hard. I certainly wouldn't want her public facing any more than
Right.
I would want my front desk person
Right.
acting in the same manner. You get it too. I think we've talked about this from hostesses at restaurants.
Mm.
I think the worst thing that you can do as a restaurant owner is put a
put
teenager
teenage.
as a host.
Yeah.
It is almost always going to go bad. And they don't realize it because it's your cheapest labor basically in
Right.
the house. And we're just going to stick a teenager here.
Right. They don't need any experience, in their minds. They don't need
Yeah.
any experience.
Yeah.
Sophie was a host for a little bit before she got her
I'm sure.
big
right?
girl scientist job.
Right.
She was a host at Tavern in the Square.
Oh.
At, right in
Yeah.
Dedham.
Yeah.
Also known as
Oh, I was thinking something different.
Tits.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what they all call it.
Tavern
Oh.
in the Square.
Oh.
Tits.
Yeah.
I'm going over to tits.
Yeah.
So
How did that go?
So
Wait, in Dedham?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was fine for her.
Yeah.
I will say they paid great money,
Okay.
which typically is not
Yeah.
a great paying job.
Mm.
And it bridged the gap from
Yeah.
college graduation through
Yeah.
when she started working. So she liked it. She's also a kid who showed up for every
Yeah,
shift.
right.
You know what I
Right,
mean, and all of that.
exactly.
Like she took it very
go-getter.
seriously.
Right.
Yeah. So she liked it. She
Yeah.
liked it, and it was fine. But people are always missing shifts, calling out, and,
Yeah.
and all
Oh,
of that
yeah.
stuff. And believe it or not, they have to deal with a fair amount of
Annoyance.
stuff. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
people getting mad at them,
Yeah.
people yelling at them because
Yeah.
she's like, "I'm sorry, the tape."
Well,
the
I
table's
was
not ready."
also-
Like,
I was also a hostess at that same restaurant. back when it was
No.
and it wasn't tits.
Can I
Years
have
ago.
another candy?
Yeah,
Sorry,
these
just wanna
are
make sure I don't
good.
start coughing. Yeah.
These it wasn't. Was it Charlie's?
No, it was
What was it?
Joe's American. Was it Joe's American?
Oh,
Bar and
Joe's
Grill?
American Bar and Grill. Did that go on?
No, there was something before that.
That,
This
that,
was back
that
at
might
the
have
dawn of time.
This was
might
back-
have predated my.
Okay, well, I was the hostess, and so I
was
get
it?
a call, and this gentleman calls, and he says, I would like to make a reservation. This is Charlie. I would like to make a reservation for myself and my wife, Nancy. There's two of us. I said, I'm very sorry, sir, but we don't take reservations. We only take reservations for six or more parties. He said, nope, that's okay. I'm coming in. Please put me on the reservation for 2 people. I said, sir, I am sorry. That is against our rules and our regulations. He goes, you know what? Go tell Mary, who was the head hostess, that Charlie Sarkis is coming in with his wife and we want to table it too. I said, fine. So I hang up and I go, Mary, some guy, Charlie Sarkis, wants a reservation for 2 with his wife, Nancy. She's like, he's the owner of this restaurant and every restaurant through Boston. I'm like, whoopsie doodle pop.
How are you supposed to know?
How am I supposed
How
to
are
know?
you supposed to know?
So he came in and he smiled at me and winked. I was just doing my job.
You were just doing your job.
Yeah.
Doing your job.
Yeah.
Holding down the fortress.
Yep. But so these kids, if they're going to hire them,
Yeah.
as long as they're smiling and trying,
Right.
leave them alone.
Right.
Right.
You know, like,
Ish.
yeah, they take the reservation, they seat you,
Right.
they don't get tips. It's a thankless job,
Mm.
you know?
I still think you should have an adult there.
Well,
yeah,
right,
well,
'cause
at least an adult managing it.
right. The teenagers, they're awkward. They don't know how to smile at people. They just look down. They don't look you in the eye.
And
most
different.
of them,
Sophie
not
did
all
it
of
at
them.
23. You know,
Right.
different.
That's an adult.
Yeah, that's an adult.
Yeah.
Different than doing it at 15.
And we're not
16.
talking
Absolutely.
about Sophie. She has a fabulous personality. So
Yeah.
she's not one of
She was the
them.
personality hire.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Can you believe her daughter's a scientist?
Yes, I can.
I was
Well,
showing,
Wendy, you're so smart too.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
No, my kids are much smarter than I am. Much smarter. Science? It's
2
like,
point. I like to say 2.0 version is much better.
Yeah. So much better. I was showing Stephanie pictures last night of Sophie in the lab. Sorry, Soph. And then Sophie like going out on a Saturday night in Southie, and hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
With the
In the
whole-
lab
all
coat,
done.
the goggles,
Right.
the
Gorgeous.
gloves.
Right.
What does she study?
So she was a cell biology and genetics major,
Wow.
and now she's getting her master's in public health.
Oh, so what do you do with that?
So it's a great. So I don't really understand it all, if I'm being very honest. I'm like Cliff Notes, please.
Yeah.
To dumb it down for you
Yeah.
know, for good old mom. I think she wants to go into like the clinical trial sphere, but I could be really wrong. And if I'm messing this up, Soph, I'm sorry.
That's cool.
But I think she would like to go clinical for sure.
Okay.
And
Super cool.
Noah does something similar,
Okay.
but he is more like micro biotechnology. So like
Okay.
he's got a co-op as a particle engineer right now. I'm trying.
I mean,
I'm
these
trying
kids
to
are
understand.
brilliant.
Super cool.
They're smart kids. They're
Wow.
smart kids. Yeah, they're good kids. They work hard. It's a lot of work.
I bet.
A lot of work. Yeah. Yeah. So Noah's coming off co-op, and he'll be looking for a job. Plug
Love
for
it.
Noah.
Right.
And-
Hello.
yeah. All good. All good. But my point being the difference in the way she looks going to work, and
Right.
I bet.
it's hilarious. Hilarious.
So let's talk about you.
What about me?
I mean, when did you decide you wanted to become a lawyer?
Yeah.
So I am the youngest of 5 kids. My dad, who is now 91, was a practicing litigator.
Oh.
And so my jobs for $2.50 was pulling his law books to the edge of the library shelves in his office as a very young kid.
Yeah.
He always said I could be whatever I wanted to be after I went to law school.
Oh.
And it just kind of plugged into my head that that's what it was
Okay.
going to be.
Early on.
Yeah,
What about
early
your
on.
other siblings?
So one of my brothers is also a lawyer. One of my brothers was the executive producer of Law and Order for 11 years.
we
So
talked
he
about
was
that.
not a lawyer, but he played one on TV, we like to say.
Right.
And then I have another brother who is kind of he was actually a biologist, but left that and went into like the IT sphere of things. And then my sister lives down in Florida, and she's,
Having a good time.
yes.
She's wealthy.
She's doing, well, not wealthy, but, you know.
She's having a nice time.
Yeah.
She's just doing what she does.
Right.
So I was always going to go to law school, just because kind of always my thing. And then when I was in law school, I needed a paying job because youngest of 5th kid. They were
Yeah.
like, no, go to law school.
Yeah.
On your own, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Have fun.
They're like, we're out. Like, we are done.
Yeah.
We're tapping out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
happening out. And the only jobs that were paying were in the real estate sphere.
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is history. Yeah. So I got into
What year did you get your law degree?
97. I'm old. So yeah, graduated college in 94, law school in 97,
Okay.
and then been
So
practicing.
you went right away.
Yeah, went straight in.
Okay.
Went straight in, and then been practicing really ever since. Did a small litigation stint, like kind of midway through my career, but that's a whole nother story. Worked for not a great guy at the time, and that was a quick hit, and then just went back into real estate. And
Do you know that Meredith's dad was the biggest real estate attorney in Easton?
who's your dad?
John Keach. John Keach Jr.
John Keach Jr. Would we have been practicing at the same time?
He passed in 2006.
Okay, so it would have been very early on
He
in
was
my career.
He started as a general practitioner.
Yep.
And then he became the general counsel for Northeastern Savings Bank.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Big frog, little puddle, he would say.
I like that.
Every old person I see in Easton, I say, "Do you know the Keaches?"
Yeah. And they'd say, yeah.
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 He
No,
grew
you're
up here.
deep rooted in
Right.
the community.
His parents
100%.
Yes.
100%.
And he laughed, when he was probably in his 60s, I talked to him. I mean, so many attorneys I think are like this, or just people who love their profession.
Yep.
Don't have any hobbies outside of
Oh yeah.
work.
Well,
And
it's all consuming.
It's all consuming.
It's all consuming.
And that was my dad. And, I talked to him about real estate, and this is not to disparage, but I'd say, do you love what you do? And he'd say, no, this kind of law is boring as can be, but I'm making more money than I ever did. And, you can, once you get your system in play, it's pretty easy. But he talked about when he first started, and he'd say, I was a young man and I had my law degree, and I bought a building and hung a shingle on the door with my name on it and hoped
That somebody walked through
somebody
it.
walked through
He's
it.
my kind of man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's my marketing.
And he said, he said it just blew his mind because as we get older, he said, I would never do that now.
Right. Yeah, but he didn't know what to be scared of.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. That's fantastic. What a great story.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think
Yeah.
it's so important to remember like where your kids are at, just graduating college and master's degree, and as they kind of look at the world with rose-colored glasses. And we think about, like you just mentioned, that short stint with the litigator, right? We all have those short experiences, but man, are they impactful.
Oh yeah.
Right? And we're resilient at the time, and you just kind of bounce and do the next thing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
one of our colleagues' son was having a lot of difficulty over the last few years. And he had a moment where he said, I'm going to Texas. And he bought a one-way ticket. And whatever money was in his pocket, no car, and he just went there.
And how's he doing?
He's making his way.
Yeah.
I mean, in like a month, he's found a house with a group of people.
Yep.
He's getting a job at like the grocery store and the gym.
Yep.
It was terrifying to his parents, but he told them, I needed to do this for me. I've been
100% good for him. I mean,
flopping
around.
that is brave.
It really
Yeah,
is.
that is
Right?
brave. And I think coming after COVID, right? And
Yeah,
remember, it
it's a
used
great
to.
point.
I think if COVID taught us anything, is that everybody's on their own path, and to
Yeah.
be respectful of everybody's path.
So true.
And it's not always easy when it's your kid doing this and
Right.
finding their path.
Right.
But if sometimes it's much easier to be supportive to your friend's kid,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Than it is
So
your
true.
own. You're not as
100%.
scared.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
think it's so true, right?
That
though?
is so true.
It's like you're like, oh, I can. Oh no, let him go. And it's your kid. You're like, what do you mean you're going
Yes.
somewhere?
Yes.
Right?
That's so true.
But if you can, you try and find perspective, right? You take yourself out of your own
Yeah.
body and put it over
Yeah.
there. And how would you counsel your friend?
Right.
But I think, it used to be, especially, in our area where
Yeah.
we all live and where we're raising our kids or where we've raised our kids, it was you graduate from high school, you go to college.
Yep.
This is what you do. Now people transfer, people
Right.
take a gap year.
Right.
Since COVID, there's so much more. Everybody's more.
Acceptance.
Right.
Everybody's much more accepting of it, and I
Yeah.
think it's phenomenal because life is not linear.
Right.
It really isn't. And who
You know?
knows if college is even going to be around in 20 years.
Well, not if it keeps going up at these costs. If
Well,
you were to hear my college
and
bills,
with-
you'd be horrified.
Right. And with AI,
Well, I just heard a story. This is very interesting
the teacher corrected the paper with AI,
about the lawsuit.
and the student wants his money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that about?
So this is what I heard, and
Yeah.
I have not read it firsthand, but what I did hear was that a student is suing a major university because all the universities have these policies about no AI, apparently, And this student in particular figured out that many of the lectures, because it was asynchronous, were AI. So she said, I would like my money back because I could have done this on my own. And
She's right.
And the university said, no. So she said, I'm giving you the chance to give me my money back.
Yep.
And they said, no. So she's suing. And now it's become this whole public thing. Very
Will she get
interesting.
Alan Jackson?
Well, even right now, I love this conversation because right now, it can cost kids, you'd know better than I, $90,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
How on earth are you going to get a return on investment
Don't know.
at $90,000 a year?
Yeah, so I am hopeful.
Well, maybe your kids,
No, well,
but
you'd
not
be
my.
surprised.
Well, I mean, my kids. No,
You'd
I
be
don't-
surprised, though. These entry-level jobs,
Right.
when Sophie first started looking, the jobs that she was looking for, because,
That was
again,
60 grand?
and, in clinical, well under 60 grand. One hospital wanted to pay her $34,000 a year. She can't eat
No.
for that.
No, you cannot.
And again, obviously, she lived at home for a year, and
Right.
we do a lot of supporting
Right.
of her, and I
Right.
will, of course. She's
Right.
trying to better herself, and
Right.
and here's a kid who wants to go into clinical trials and basically cure cancer. You know what I
Right.
mean? Cure
Right.
these diseases.
Right.
This
But
is
they
what-
don't want to pay for it.
But they've got
Right.
you by the you know what,
Yeah.
because you're in Boston.
Yep.
It's super. You're talking about, and Sophie's a bright kid,
Yep.
but she's competing against people from Harvard and MIT. I mean,
Around the
these
world.
elite, and
Right.
everybody comes to
Yeah.
Boston. It's the medical
Right.
mecca.
Right.
So they know they can pay you nothing, and they've got you
Yeah.
by the balls.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do it. I honestly don't. And
I
No, because
think
it's more
it's-
than a lot of mortgages we see.
Right.
$360,000 you're coming out with, right? Let's say you financed all of it.
yeah,
You know, a normal mortgage,
Yeah.
this is our world.
yeah,
You're going to pay over 30 years.
much higher interest rates too on student loans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, not everybody just takes a mortgage and then pays it 30 years and you're done. A lot of people have to, you know, you refinance, you tack years off.
Right.
I mean, I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't
and how are these
see it.
kids going to ever buy a place? You
I
can
don't
forget
see
it.
I really don't. I just don't see it sustaining.
I think you're going to see more and more colleges closing.
I do too.
Yeah,
Consolidating.
I think back in the day, you know, it's like you had to go to college. But now I really, unless you're going for something very specific, I almost don't see the need for it. And I am a college graduate, and I did not learn, I didn't really learn anything.
Right.
I grew up, it was just another 4 years. I had a great time.
Well, if you paid 15 grand to go, but now you don't see a need at $90,000.
No, and the pressure it puts on these kids.
Right.
Like,
Because I believe in educating the populace, right? Education for the sake of education.
but not at $90,000.
Not at
a whack.
$90,000.
Well, no.
You just keep,
but you
can't sustain.
and that's not the populace.
Right.
Because the populace
Right.
can't afford
Right.
$90,000
Correct.
a year.
Right. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
Well, you see these universities are eating up these smaller schools
Yeah.
now, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, university that's from Boston has a place in this location and this location. You know, they're all over the place.
Well, and let's be honest. At this point in our career, even after your first job, I don't care where you went to school.
Yeah.
I don't ask
so
anybody.
I think the only thing that the names do is give you an alumni network to tap into.
Maybe.
But after that first job, I completely agree.
And it
with you.
depends. My husband went to West Point. Pretty prestigious, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to go into project management, which is what they train you for, engineering. He wanted to go into finance. He had to start from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. So it depends.
No one
Right.
would hire him because he went to West Point with a degree for finance.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
can't. It's
and that's back then.
infuriating.
That's
I
back
can't.
then.
That's back then.
Right.
So now it's you know, I'm hopeful. You know, my kids are hopeful.
Yeah.
You know, they've got stars in their eyes,
Of
and they're
course.
ready to hit
Right.
Yeah.
the ground and make some
Well,
money.
they've had
and-
significant training, right? But to go just
yes,
But even if you
like a liberal art.
well,
yeah.
right. So
sociology,
right.
you know, at Brown.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
Right?
my daughter-in-law majored in architecture,
Well, that's huge, though.
and she worked her ass off, and she also paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And came out with huge student loans.
Yeah.
Guess what, folks? She hated architecture. She's now working with the elderly,
Man.
and she loves it, and she's so happy.
I will say that that's the thing with like a school where Noah went, where they have the co-op program. So he's been able to, I like this, I don't like,
Yeah.
Right.
Those are, I think, invaluable.
Well,
you have
yeah.
real work experience while you're going
How do
through.
you know when you're 20 years old?
You don't.
No.
And her first intern job, she came back. She came to our house, and she's like, I think I have a gluten allergy. I'm dizzy. And I said, Olivia, you don't have a gluten allergy. You are really stressed out from where you're working, because these architects were so mean, and they said to her, why do you smile all the time?
Well, okay, talk about front facing.
Okay.
How about being a good manager?
All right.
Right.
Terrible.
Yes.
I said, Olivia, quit that job now. This is not what life is about.
No, that's
No.
not good.
And now she's so happy,
Yeah.
again, working with the elderly. But again, she spent thousands upon
on an
thousands of
architecture
dollars.
degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
And she's
that's
very smart.
That's a shame, because if she had had a good first experience
Yeah.
and good first managers
Maybe.
and good first,
Right.
she might have gone a different way.
But this is life.
Yeah, this is
right.
life.
So you don't
This
know
is
you're going
life.
to pay all this money
Yeah.
for all these schools. And what if you want to change course?
I know.
Right. Sometimes you meet people and your whole life changes. You go in a completely different direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Listen, when I went to law school, if you would have told me that I would have been a real estate attorney,
Yeah.
I mean, it would have never, ever.
Right.
It's not superbly
never-
glamorous.
Not,
I mean, we love you.
I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
love you guys. I do love what I do.
Yeah.
I don't always love the grind
Yeah.
of it,
Right.
but I love dealing with people.
Yeah.
And so because of what I do,
Yeah.
I'm always dealing with people. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still sitting in my own closings
Yeah.
after 27
Right.
years in.
Right.
But because that's the joy of it.
Right.
Right?
Oh, right.
That's
right.
the-
right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the,
Yeah.
you go climb through all the muck sometimes
Yeah.
in
Right.
a transaction, you get to the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody else taking that joy.
Right.
I want
Right.
that joy.
Yes. Yes.
But that's the way I look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love working with you so much, Wendy, because if something comes
Same.
up, right, Wendy
Yeah.
says, I'll take care of it. And I'll never forget when you said, I'll do it. I'm dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
And I go, what? What do you mean?
I'm dead inside.
You're
I
like,
say that all the
I
time.
have no emotion
I
with
take
this.
the emotion out of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I'm like, okay, fine, you can do
like,
it.
stay here.
Right.
And-
You stay on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
We just had another situation come up, and Wendy said, I'll do it. I'll ask. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, and you see, she responded back. It's
Right.
gonna be, it'll be fine. They know.
Right. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's been a joy working
Yeah.
with
I
you.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
guys.
you
I
really are
appreciate-
amazing.
I appreciate that.
For all our
It's,
real estate friends.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wendy Kamens,
Wendy Kamens.
partner
No plug. No plug.
at Chris.
No,
No
it's
plug
been
here,
it's
but-
been great. It's
yeah.
been great because it in any business, right? You always have to find things go smooth, and
Yeah.
sometimes things don't. It's
Right.
just the way the world works.
Yeah, we had the deal of the century.
Oh, did we?
Oh, I can't.
We can devote a whole series of podcasts
I can't
to
relate
that.
I feel
that.
like we should sit down and just log that because we're going to forget.
I have notes. I have like a
Oh, you
thing in
do?
my note section. Yeah.
I don't think Wendy actually wants to revisit that.
That was crazy.
I mean, we could write a book about it.
I told you, my brother who wrote for Law and Order.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jonathan, do I have a story for you? He's coming I do a big Green Family Weekend every summer at the Cape.
Yeah.
And they're coming, and I'm like, I will sit you down and give you this story.
Can you imagine?
I didn't write it all down.
It would be an
because I
amazing
just was-
episode.
It was something. Every week had a twist and turn. It was
The best part of that whole thing was how you laid it out for me in the beginning. And you're like, so it might be a little challenging,
yeah.
this, that, and the other thing. And then
Fine.
if that was not the farthest thing from the issue. Yeah. Yeah.
It was.
It was
Especially at the times when the twist and turn came. It was. Now I'm starting to relive it. So those of you who are listening are wondering. So Wendy and I had a deal, to give just sort of a brief, where I had a client who it was very difficult to find him housing because of his price point. You'd think that it was a lot in other parts of the country, but here where we live in the most expensive part of the country, and $350,000 doesn't get you much of a habitable house. And so in my infinite wisdom, I found him an off-market listing, never thinking that it was off-market for a reason. And yes, we then found out that the owner had drowned, and I put that in air quotes, in her own pool. And God, Wendy, what were some of the other highlights that went along?
Oh,
with it?
so many things. The property was held in a trust that was about 400 pages long. That meant nothing, basically.
Yep.
And-
That's when we tried to figure out who owned it,
Yep.
who the heirs were.
Yep. 3 of the past attorneys. would not speak to us.
Yes.
One of them had a restraining order
Yes.
against, right?
Yes.
Oh, was it? Yeah, there was a lot going
The
on.
heirs, I put out a finder's fee for someone who could find the heirs.
So, shout out to Sophie Kamens.
Sophie Kamens,
Leave it to the scientist.
24 hours, was able
Yeah.
to find our
If
heirs.
Yep.
Who were well aware of the situation, but not aware that this was an off-market listing with purpose, I will say.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
my assertion.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's true or
It
not.
just was one thing after the next, you know, the threats on my life.
Threats on
Oh,
Wendy's
Wendy,
life.
stop being a baby.
And I'd rather deal with the rodent that ran past my feet
Yes.
last night.
Yes.
Wendy
Yeah.
practically quit her job after that.
I
It
did
was-
take a couple of
it
days
took
out of
some
the
time.
office.
Yeah.
I did. That was a lot for
Yep.
me. I was fine in the situation, but
Wendy had to work from home.
Yes.
Meredith,
There had been
don't do
potential
that
for-
again to our Wendy.
for other passing girlfriends as well, which was interesting.
Yeah. That was. I'm doing this a long time. I mean, between the two of us, right? We're doing this
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
That was one for the record.
And it
books
was
for me.
just an ultimate
But
quest.
did we get it to the
got
table?
it to the
You
table.
Is
got
he living
it
in the house?
to the table.
And who was it? Was Guild Mortgage. What was the guy's name? Mike? From
Oh gosh, yeah, but he switched lenders,
Guild.
right?
Yep.
And
And he got it done.
they did get it
Because
done.
he couldn't get financing after we had
Didn't he
financing.
lose his job?
Yeah, there was that whole thing.
Yeah.
He went on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
man.
it was bananas.
Even
It
I'm
was-
getting PTSD from this.
How many months?
I think
4 or
the
5?
agreement was signed in like June or May for a July closing, and we closed just before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it was every week.
yeah.
Man, I couldn't shake it.
No, it was. And then I had one of my old partners. I was not back at Chris
Yeah.
Law yet. Said, "I can't believe you're still in." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, now I can't leave. I'm like
Yeah.
pot committed. How
Yeah.
am I supposed to?
Yeah.
I can't get out. It's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't leave.
Karmically. I don't know. We were kind of sewn together in
It
that
was
one.
my 2024 pro bono.
Oh, wait, was
work
that
for the
your
year.
first deal with Wendy?
Yes. At one point in the deal, I said to Wendy, I want to remind you, this is our first deal together.
And that's why she has given you.
Every single one of
Oh, I
my
appreciate
transactions
that.
since.
I earned my stripes
You
on
really-
that one.
you really
earned it.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You worked for free
Yeah.
for.
Oh, it was for
6
free.
months.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
was for free. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
But you know what? He was. I don't know.
Yep.
This is who I am. I wear
Yep.
my heart on my sleeve. I say I'm dead inside, but like once I'm in,
Well,
I'm
how,
just.
I mean,
Right.
what's the
supposed to
twists
do?
and turns there? How do you? Unless it wasn't happening, right? But you would get these little glimmers
Yeah.
of like, actually, this might come through. So it would hook you in. I mean, that was the thing where
Right.
it could be a
Yeah.
movie. It
Yeah.
was just.
It was an abusive relationship.
It was such an abusive
was.
It was.
relationship.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Now one of the funniest parts of this whole thing, and I don't think I got to tell you this. The attorney who was originally representing that trustee.
Yeah.
Oh, I did tell you.
Yeah.
Now sends me all of her difficult deals.
Yeah,
So
as
I-
if you want them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the middle of a train wreck of a transaction
Yeah.
right now that she sent me.
Yeah.
But she bailed on it, and
Thank
now
you.
yeah.
I think you kind of like it, Wendy.
I like a challenge. Listen, I'm
Right.
doing this
Yeah.
long. You
Right.
get into a rut
Yeah.
of doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
Right.
So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. I am doing a better job billing now, though. I can't keep working for free on these
Yeah.
these deals that get crazy. So,
crazy.
but yeah. But I'm glad he's in his house and
Yeah.
that he changed the locks.
Yeah. Yeah. And that the boys got their.
So that's where my heart lied for these
Yeah.
three
Right.
kids.
They didn't even know
these
what was
three
going
heirs.
on.
Well, they just were. They
like,
were just
huh?
good kids, and now
Yeah.
you know,
Now
I'm
they have
a
a little
mama
bit-
bear at heart,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like
and
you
if the
can-
guy got his way,
he would have run away with their money.
He would have run away with their money.
Yeah, 100%.
Grandkids. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 grandkids
Wow.
that were
Who had a crap life to begin with.
who had a crap life to be.
Oh.
Sophie found out for us.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
their grandmother had left it to them, and he would not have been prosecuted. Nothing would have happened.
No.
That would have been it.
Wow.
And we found that loophole to get him out. Remember?
Yes.
I was reading this 400-page trust over and
Yes.
over and over again. I'm like, wait a second.
Yes.
We can ask for his medical records, and if
Yeah.
he doesn't give them to us with 10 days, he's out automatically.
Yep.
So he never gave them
So
to
we
you?
served him,
Yep.
and he never gave him. So we finally were able to get in the boot, get the nice guy in, and then it was smooth sailing from
Yep.
then.
Yep.
Mi-
And
minus the job.
the lending worked out.
Yeah.
Everything was fine because
Yeah.
that lender worked with
I wish I
Union.
could remember. I'd give a big plug to that
It was
guy. from
Mike.
Guild.
Let me look. It was Guild.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
was Guild because it was right upstairs from my old office.
Wow.
See if I can find
Yeah,
'cause I'd
it
like
was
to give
crazy.
him a plug. I
It was
told
it
him
was
to.
it was crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that was
Michael
something.
Bush.
shout out He did a great job.
Michael
yeah.
Bush.
Yeah, did
That
a
was
great
it.
job.
Michael
Guild
Bush
Mortgage.
from Guild Mortgage. Wow, are you
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
that
They got
was
it right to the finish line.
Yeah.
And there was a DraftKings thing that they needed to be able to. They were able
Resolved
to do
it
it
all.
all.
Oh, that's right.
Because
They
they
were
work
able-
with that was an important piece, was that he is union labor.
Yep. Yep.
And so they go from job to job.
Yep.
My brother does the same,
Yep.
right? They're on a job for a bit and then they lay him off for 2
They
weeks.
go on to the
and then
bench.
they go on to the,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then they go on to the next.
Yeah, and he was
you have to
great.
blender.
And
You
he
can
and he
nail-
got it,
manage
and he knew it, and
Yep.
he took it to the finish line.
Yep.
So that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael Bush.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
It's always exciting in this.
Well,
business.
see, my dad thought it was boring.
Well,
Not true. You have to have those exciting pieces.
Yeah.
He was also well into his 60s when he said that, too. In the-
Yeah, and
he
I
said
get
in the
it.
twilight of his career.
Oh.
Ugh, I feel like with all the college tuitions, there'll be no
Oh,
Twilight.
please.
Twilight.
After
we
my-
talk about this.
After my meeting with Nora Yusuf, forget it.
Steph moved up to 5 years to 10.
Oh, you're on the 10-year plan now.
Oh,
I told you,
please.
Betsy, my mom, she's still working. She's 84 years old,
That might be me.
full time.
She's a real estate agent.
She's a paralegal.
Yeah. Oh, paralegal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. She loves it. She gets up. She gets dressed. She goes to work every day.
That's her thing.
Loves it. Yeah. She loves it.
That's so amazing.
I mean, who could retire? I'm not going to retire.
Well,
Right.
you can.
What do you
have to
do?
something.
I'm not going to
like
I can't
liter-
push at this level, forever.
Forever.
Right.
But yeah, I dream about my retirement jobs. My retirement jobs is shift work.
driving a bus.
Yeah.
Being a waitress in a diner.
Yeah. No, at a coffee shop.
Oh, coffee
Making
shop.
I could
coffees.
see that.
Making coffees for
Slinging
people.
coffees.
Yep.
But I say this all the time. I can't imagine going to a job and then coming back.
And that's it.
You're done. You don't
Yeah.
have to
I don't
think
even
about-
understand that.
I don't
Neither do
either.
I.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you toss and turn at night about?
I would have my regulars. That's what I would think about. I would think about their lives. So I
didn't see Mary today. I hope everything's okay
Yes.
with her.
Do you remember
She didn't come
old
in for
school
apple pie.
Dunkin' Donuts? Old
Yeah.
school Dunkin' Donuts with
Yeah.
the round counter and the little circle seats that
Yeah.
swiveled
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
You want
And
Like
my-
Alice. You want the Alice.
But not
She
not
just
heavy
passed.
food, like pastries and stuff like that. Coffees, specialty coffee, and you have your coffee how you like it.
You want to be a bartender of coffee.
Correct.
You want to sit, you want to
That's
chat.
it.
You
In the
want to be a barista?
Yeah. Well,
No.
not so fancy.
Yeah.
You just want, right. You
Yeah.
like Mr. Coffee.
No, she
I like
wants
the
to
people that
stand-
are coming in.
You want
The
to hold
coffee
shot.
pots.
You want to
Yes.
hold court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You wanna
Come
hold
on
court.
in. I know.
Meredith
I know
loves
you're-
to chit-chat.
You're Danish and how you
Right.
like your
Yep.
coffee.
Yeah.
You like a cup of tea with a piece of apple pie.
Yep.
You know what somebody likes
Right.
coming in, and we chit chat.
Right.
And you're in, and then you're out, and that's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Shift work.
Shift work.
Yeah. Because we don't have shift work.
No.
None of us.
Yeah. It's called on.
Right.
Shift on.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
Never
it's
off.
never off.
No.
Yeah. Never off.
No.
Which is fine. It works.
Right.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Works for my personality. It
Yeah,
works
yeah.
for you guys.
It works great.
Right.
But that's why my retirement job is shift work.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to teach, I think, post career.
Ooh,
Yeah, I would
you'd
like
be
to teach.
good at that.
Yeah.
I'd love to, I'm always
Right.
educating
Yeah.
people. I'd
Right.
love to do all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I think, teaching some classes, maybe
Yeah.
picking up something at a law school or
Yeah.
even an undergrad something.
Yeah.
But
That makes
not,
sense to
Not
me.
summers, though. I don't want
Yeah.
to do summers.
Yeah.
No summers.
yeah.
You go to the Cape for the summer?
I mean,
you're retired.
Wait, I've never been to your house on the Cape.
you have to come.
Well,
You must come.
Well, isn't it? Did
Yeah.
you buy a bed and breakfast?
We bought a retired bed and breakfast. We did.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 6 kids between us.
Yep.
And it's a house of bedrooms. But it's 8 bedrooms, 8
Yeah.
bedrooms, 8 baths, because it's a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Small kitchen, 1 living area,
Kind of septic system.
a septic,
Oh.
a hotel septic.
Oh,
Leave it
okay.
to Meredith.
Sorry, I couldn't help
Yeah,
you.
no, hotel
Okay.
septic.
Hotel septic.
That's a big
It was a
system.
hotel.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we told the kids, everybody gets 1 bedroom. You can put as many people in you want,
Yeah.
because our kids are
Yeah.
all
Right.
of that age
Yeah.
where they're
Yeah.
coming, but they're coming with
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And we pack it every weekend. So ladies will have to come down. We could do a little
Wow.
Weinstein Keach retreat down
How long
at the
ago did you buy it?
March of 21
I need to
for
get a
a
place like this.
steal.
I
Literally 1 weekend before the COVID market boomed. No joke. We
What town?
We are in West Yarmouth. We are 4 houses from Lewis Bay,
Okay.
so we're right there.
So it's an hour.
Yeah,
Hour and 10?
hour 10.
Okay.
Hour 10.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect
yeah.
getaway.
Love. We go out in Hyannis is our like little honky tonk that we go out in
Yeah.
every weekend, and it's great. You guys will come
You
down.
Uber?
We Uber.
Okay.
We Uber, or somebody's not
Yeah.
drinking or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, it's great. It's great. We'll have it.
Where's your physical office right now?
So our main headquarters
Yeah.
is in Needham.
Okay. So
But-
that's where you go to when you're in the office?
Yeah, my desk, so
Okay.
to speak, is
Yeah.
in. But we have we have 17 offices across the
Oh, okay.
across
Oh,
the
wow.
state. We're all over the
Yeah.
place. So we have one in Easton.
Oh.
So yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're right
Where's
Where?
the one in Easton?
where the old makeovers used to be.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're right there. But I did a closing at your office yesterday, right in Caldwell.
Oh,
right in the
okay.
office
Yeah.
there. So it's super easy. You know me, I'm on the road
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
Right.
My roving office is my car.
So you go every weekend to the Cape?
We try to.
What time of day do you drive down there on the weekend?
So it depends. So
Yeah.
like this week, I have no in-person meetings on Friday. So
Yeah.
I'll go down Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
And I have a full setup
So
down
then you
there.
don't hit any
I'll work
traffic.
from down there. But I never go during rush hour, ever.
Yeah.
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 There's no reason. If you have
Yeah.
a place there,
Right.
you go
Yeah.
when it's easy for you.
Right.
So, and then coming back always
Do you prefer early morning or late at night?
to go down.
Down or back? What's your preference?
I like to wake up where I'm going. So
Okay.
I would rather drive late
Yeah.
than,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun to wake up and
Yeah.
and like
Agreed.
have the day in
Yeah.
front
Right.
of you. Especially with the way most days in this market,
Yeah.
I start working by 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And so that I can like get a jump
Yeah.
on things. So
Yeah.
I'd rather get up and get
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
and drive down at night.
Yeah.
But whatever the calendar is.
Yeah. I love this idea. I need a place like
You
that.
really
Well, come
do.
down and I will woo you.
Yeah. I need it. I know, but I'm in the thick of just starting all schooling tuitions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you could, if you pick up something that needs some work,
Yeah.
right? Then you can pick it up at a good price and then just do it slowly and the kids don't care. They just want to be down there.
That does not fit Meredith's schedule.
No.
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 No. We'll come anyway to play
She's
with
in the
me.
car in the afternoon from 2 to 7.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I remember those days. I mean,
Right.
I
Yeah,
lived
you're
them.
a taxi driver.
Oh yeah, Sophie did all-star cheer. Noah
Yeah.
was a baseball player.
Yeah.
Aiden was, so yeah,
We're there.
it's the rite of passage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna miss it though.
Yeah.
I drive by the
I
fields
don't,
now.
I don't lament where
Yeah,
I'm at.
yeah.
It's just,
Right.
it's consuming right now.
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
consuming for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
But this conversation to people out there. So you and I talked about this, where I just sold a client a house because their kids are just starting college.
Yeah, we just did that closing.
Yes. And they want a place where their kids are going to want to go to.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
it does it.
Anybody
It does
who's
it.
listening, do it. Find a place because your kids, they said, they're not going to want to come to Easton,
No.
but they want to go to the Cape.
All three
Correct.
of my kids and their friends are coming.
you
Noah's
go.
coming down tomorrow night with
Yep.
4 of his buddies.
Yeah.
Sophie's coming down with her girlfriend. Aiden's flying in. We
Yep.
will have a packed house Memorial Day weekend. I would not trade it for the world.
Right.
And how do you do groceries?
Meaning,
Like you just buy them, have them delivered. You buy.
yeah.
for
So we
everybody?
do a
Costco.
huge Costco shop before we go down. That's
The new one in Sharon.
Dave does that.
Okay.
That's his thing. He
Oh,
likes
that's
to do
his
the
thing.
Costco
Yeah.
shop.
Okay.
And then I do all right, what am I going to make this weekend?
Yeah.
But I will tell you,
Yeah.
Noah did call me last night and he's like, listen, Mom, we're all working now. We're all out of school. Do you want me and the boys to go when we get down there to the market? I was like, Noah,
Wow.
you are the
That-
sweetest.
I hear angels right
Yeah,
now.
I couldn't
Right.
believe. I was like, well, not that I couldn't believe
Right,
it. They're
but-
all they
Yeah.
always, nobody comes empty-handed,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I was like, you know what, honey, I really appreciate it. If you were having like, 40 kids,
Yeah.
but it's just you and like
Yeah.
three of your
Yeah.
roommates.
Right.
We got it
Yeah.
this weekend, but
Oh,
thank
I
you.
love that.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah, couldn't believe it because the grocery bills and the
You're right.
Yeah.
But that's what we do. So
Well,
and then
especially with so many adults too, and it's just
yeah, and
I
we're
wouldn't wanna
having
have
a
to cook
couple friends
everything
down too.
Right.
And it'll be a fun
Yeah.
weekend. I'm excited.
You must cook out a lot.
Always.
Yeah.
I make a couple of things that the kids have gotten now used to, like a big buffalo mac and cheese and stuff
Yeah.
like that I'll throw in the oven. But we cook. We have a big grill, and we just
Yeah.
and all we do is start it, and then all of a sudden the kids come sniffing
Right.
Oh, I
around.
What are you
love
making?
it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I love it. I literally would not trade it for the world.
yeah, that's going to be my goal.
All right, we're gonna get something on the calendar for you guys all to come
Wow.
down. We
Yeah,
could
we
do
should.
Weinstein Keach Day at the.
Fine.
Yeah,
We
Steph
go
and
out
I
on
need
the
to have we want to plan our awards night. Sorry, Adam, we just a couple more minutes. We went
Are
to
we
the Coldwell
over?
Banker awards,
Oh.
and it was a lovely event by the company.
Yeah.
But we realized that our fun was just hanging with our team,
Of course.
Yeah.
and like we didn't need to go to the big event. I mean, certainly if everybody wants to, and it's not to diminish that, but
Right.
we also need more team time.
Team bonding.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
the team likes being with the team.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys are so much fun. Who wouldn't want to just? I want to hang with you guys.
Yeah, we have a lot
it-
of fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
we're
is
fun.
We are
You are
fun.
fun.
Yeah. And we built this amazing team, right? Of like incredible people. And so just hearing about what's going on in their lives, and not just from a work standpoint, but like what's going on in your life is so much more rewarding than, the pomp and excitement, because everybody's so busy.
Right. We're never all in the office at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we barely see them.
Yeah.
We have a nice big group text,
Yeah.
but we don't see them enough.
No.
All right. I'm getting stressed.
Okay.
I feel bad for Adam.
Sorry, Adam. Adam's going to have to cut and
Yeah.
chip.
Wendy, thank you
Hey,
so much.
guys, let's
What?
get, once you're ready, I have the bug after golfing on Monday in the Habitat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's get
I want to
out.
go golfing again.
Let's
I
go.
need a few more
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
And you can't do it after you.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
sorry.
So
Can we
maybe
sneak
in
it
the
in
fall.
between the two?
Maybe September.
September.
Oh, September for sure.
All right. We'll do
All
it in
right.
September.
Well, Wendy, thank you so
Thanks, Wendy.
much.
Thanks for having me, girls.
Thanks for coming.
Wendy
I appreciate
Beth.
this.
And thanks for all your
Wendy
work.
Jill.
Thank you so much, Wendy Jill Kamens.
Thank you for taking such good care of my clients, by the
Yes.
way.
My pleasure. Thank you
And
for trusting me
mine.
with them.
We love
Appreciate it.
you.
Love you guys too.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
Adam.
Wendy.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.